guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Jane with the tips. Yes, because I'm always sharing or bringing to you guys amazing tips. Lately I've been getting lots of questions from friends, from Facebook, from Instagram, and even on LinkedIn, and y'all been asking me questions like, I want to become a flight attendant. What does it take to become a flight attendant? What's the job about? And all the perks and all the good things and all the bad things about being a flight attendant. I just thought, okay, I'll make a video talking about the pros and the cons of becoming a flight attendant. So we're going to be getting ready for work together, where I share with you guys my pros and my cons of becoming a flight attendant. So stay with me. If you're new on my channel, my name is Jane Obi. I'm a flight attendant, a wellness teacher, and also a YouTuber. And today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my pros and cons of becoming a flight attendant. If you're yet to subscribe, please hit the subscribe button now and don't go. A flight attendant could actually be an amazing job, and you could also build your career even while becoming a flight attendant, okay? And I know a lot of the questions I've gotten have been infused by the pictures you might have seen from other flight attendants traveling from different places, and some might be born out of the passion you actually have for the job. And just like every other job, becoming a flight attendant or the aviation industry itself has got its own pros and its own cons, its own beautiful side and its own not so beautiful. So my number one pro, which I'm sure is what everybody loves about the job, is you get to travel all around the world, or you get to travel a lot of times. You get to travel to different places. Yes, you get paid to travel to different places. You get to see different places. You get to go to different locations, different countries. If you work with an international airline, you will get to travel to even a lot more beautiful destinations, and that's what everybody kind of likes about the job. But the con about this is you're always away. You're always away from home, away from families, away from friends. To some people that could actually be exciting, but to some others it could be painful, especially to those who are married, those with kids. You're always away from family. Number two pro is you get to meet lots and work with lots of people. You get to work with lots of people. You get to work with new people at every time. You don't have to work with the same person you're working with. You might not work with the person you've worked today. You might not work with the person you've worked with. You get to meet and work with different people. You get to make new friends. You get to work with friends from different cultures. It's to some people it's really exciting, as you're not static. You're not stuck with one person all the time. You're working with different faces, making new friends, and that could actually be a pro. But the con about this is you have no social life. You have zero or no social life, yes, except if you're a social butterfly and you just know how to find your way around it. You have zero or no social life because you're always be away. You would have zero or no social life. You're always away from events. You're away from social gatherings, from weddings, family meetings, family parties. You're always away because your movement is not predictable. Nobody knows where you are today. Your schedule is very up and about, so you're always away, and that could actually be the downside of it. Number three pro is you gain lots and lots of skills, okay? You become more tolerable. You become a people's person, although these are the skills that you should possess even before applying for the job. But while you're at the job, you get to become better. You get to learn more. You find out you're becoming so patient. You're so tolerable. You start to sympathize with people even more. You start to solve problems. You become a critical thinker, a positive thinker, because you're faced with challenges every. Now the con is it could actually be stressful, okay? Dealing with people, different kind of people, having to solve your problems. You have passengers that their bag cannot fit. You have passengers that have all the problems. They just bring everything on board and dump it all on you. You have to solve all these problems. You have to refer them to somebody who can solve your problem if you cannot solve them. It could actually be stressful, having to talk to adults, especially having them to listen to you, obey your instructions. You have to fix every problem for them. You're the frontliner of the airline. It is you the passengers will see. It is you the passengers can relate to it. So everything is on you. So it could actually be stressful. Number four pro is flight benefits or travel benefits, whichever one you want to call it. Now every airline has got different policy for this. Some airlines you get to travel free of charge, completely free. Some airlines, even your families can also get travel benefits, and that could actually be a plus. So yes, you get flight benefits. You can travel from point A with your airline without even paying a dime. It could actually be a pro because you just keep traveling and you're not paying anything. The con about this is the pay when you start, which is a question I get a lot of time. Is it's not always sweet in the beginning. Okay, the pay when you first start the job is not as you expect. So you just have to be very patient. If it's something you really love to do, you have to be very, very patient. You might even work 6 to 1 year and you're getting a very low cut or a very low pay, and that could actually be a con for people, especially if you have high hopes and you want to get into the aviation industry, you want to work as a flight attendant, and you have so much hope because you want to make all the money because you've seen lots of pictures from experienced crew or already existing flight attendants. The beginning might or will not be rosy, and I've heard from so many other flight attendants all over the world. I've watched videos, some of them are on reserve. You're working 6 to 7 months for free, and then if you get employed, you would have to go through training, you have to go through line training until you're checked out before you get a pay or before you start being paid. So you keep working and working and working, and you might not be paid. So yes, that's another downside about the job. So if you're going to go for this, you have to prepare your mind that it might not be sweet for the first year, it might not actually be sweet. Now every airline has got their own policy, so it differs. Okay, but a lot of flight attendants that I have heard from, a lot of videos that I've watched online too, most flight attendants say they stay on reserve for 6-7 months and they're not paid. So that's another view, that's the con about it. And my number 5 pro is there is no fixed routine, so it might not be boring for you. You get to travel, maybe today you're in Lagos, tomorrow you're in Abuja, next tomorrow you're in Dubai, another time you're in another destination. So it's not a fixed routine where you just have to wake up in the morning, go to work, sit down in the office and do the same thing every day. Although this might actually seem like the same thing, but you're traveling to different places, so it might not be boring for you. It's not a boring lifestyle to some. The con about this is you work even on public holidays. On Christmas days, you might be called out to work. You might be called out even on an off day. You might be called out even on your off day. You get to be on standby even on important days. You miss out on family events, on weddings, on New Year's Day, on like you work even on public holidays. And while this routine is not static, but that could actually affect you too, because you're working on Christmas Day, you're working on New Year's Day, you're working on that first night. Every public holiday you're still out, you will be called out to work. So it depends. Even on your off days you can be called out, on standby days you can be called out. So while the routine might not be stacked, it might not be boring for you, but you're called out anytime, even on your off days. Okay, even from your leave. So yes, that could actually be a con. So these are just few of the pros and cons that I thought I should share with you. If you have any more questions, you're free to please drop them in the comment section. If you're yet to subscribe, please hit the subscribe button now and don't go anywhere.